Alright, this is a video I've been kind of wanting to make for a little while here now. In recent years, we've been seeing a lot of men just being honest here, we've been seeing them become just more and more obsessed with their looks, with their appearance. Also, they can what? Get more eyes, get more attention, get more views, more likes, subscriptions, whatever. Now, don't get me wrong, looks are a very important factor when it comes to self-improvement, of course. But what I've been sadly seeing is men actually attaching their value, their self-worth to their actual appearance, wanting so badly to be validated. Now, don't get me wrong, most of us have probably gone through this whole phase where, like, I don't know, you just hit puberty for the first time, you're starting to see that jawline come in, and you're like, hey, look at me, right? Hey. I've never admitted this to anyone, bro. You are the first one right now. I was gonna carry this secret to my grave. Check it out. So back up until like high school, no girls liked me, bro. And if there was a girl who possibly liked me, it was usually just like one of those like little weird ones, one of the little nerdy ones. But check it out, once I finally hit puberty, I hit it kind of later in life, maybe around almost like 15 years old, and I started to hit a growth spurt, that jawline came in, abs started coming in. I remember, bro, I used to do this is, cringe as F. But check it out, I'd be in my bedroom, I would lock that door, turn on some like Justin Timberlake or something, and then I'd walk up to my mirror. I would literally practice how I would look at women. Like I wouldn't practice how I would talk to them, right? I wasn't like practicing any pickup lines or anything. I would just practice how I would look at them. I would practice my smirk. I would do that. That's when I first found out about smiling with the eyes, and I'd like try to smile. Oh dude, it was terrible, bro, terrible. Now, you may have never done anything this cringy, bro, but hey, maybe you're on the opposite end of the spectrum where maybe your whole life you were kind of like a little ugly, maybe you were like super overweight, and just now you started maybe working on self-improvement in the last year, and you're just now starting to get that jawline, chiseled abs, whatever, and now you're kind of starting to feel yourself. Maybe you even notice yourself getting a little cringy here and there, and you know in your head you need to kind of chill out. So hey, look, either way, you gotta be aware of this trap, my brother. You know, we see all these like TikTok boys doing all these videos, all these like real pretty looking guys, and we see that they got like hundreds of thousands of likes, but we gotta also realize that most of these likes are from like middle school girls, like 12-year-old chicks, right? It's like a Justin Bieber concert. You have to realize that out there in the real world, women, not little girls, women, they want men. They want top G's. They did this study recently, I think it was on PLOS1.com or something like that. And basically, long story short, girls, they noticed that will usually pursue the guy who's less attractive but more masculine versus the guy who's more attractive but less masculine. So for instance, if you're like looking at a scale 1 to 10, take like these TikTok boys for instance, who are usually like 10 out of 10s, right? They're very attractive looking men, like we can agree on this, right? But at the same time, they're also kind of real feminine, right? They got a lot of feminine features versus a guy who say is a 8 out of 10, not as good looking, but he's more masculine. The women are actually gonna chase the less attractive guy because he's just overall more masculine. He's a top G versus the guy who's better looking but lacks that masculinity, lacks that masculine king-like energy. A prime example of this would be a guy like Andrew Tate. So for instance, Andrew Tate, looks-wise, he's maybe a 7, 8 out of 10, but you compare him to a dude on TikTok who's a straight 10 out of 10. You ask any woman on the street, who is more attractive to you in your opinion? Most girls, most women, most grown women actually, are gonna say, oh, Andrew Tate, obviously. And it's because at the end of the day, Andrew Tate not only just holds himself in a more masculine manner, but he has more masculine features. He's built like a man. He's got a beard. He doesn't have some like wild, flamboyant, perfect hairstyle. He's not sitting here in the camera trying to be some dreamy boy, right? Like, he looks good, don't get me wrong, but even more importantly than that, he's got that masculine, king-like energy. He's mission-focused versus the kid on TikTok who just lacks all of that. And by the way, for all the dudes who come on here and be like, oh, Dre, I heard everything you said until you mentioned Andrew Tate. Bro, are you kidding me, dude? Like, take your personal matters out of this. Whether you're a Tate fan or not, like, that's besides the point, bro. Like, at the end of the day, you have to admit that Andrew Tate holds himself in a more masculine manner than most men. And he is mission focused. He is a hustler. So with polarizing guys like this, just chew on the meat, spit out the bones. Don't take it that serious. So at the end of the day, a top G, he doesn't spend hours and hours every single day in the mirror making sure he just looks flawless, practicing on the way he's looking at women, you know, like I was doing. He doesn't spend 20 minutes blow drying his hair into the perfect position. Yes, he likes to look good, but it's not his main priority in life. He doesn't make it an absolute obsession. No, bro, his mission is his obsession, and then that altogether makes him more attractive as a man. See, our goal here as men is to get ready as quick as possible and then just get to work. And the best way to do that is just to focus on two things: clean and simple. That is it. This is kind of like tip 0, I guess you could say, or like a bonus tip. It's just clean and simple. For instance, that's why lately, if you guys have seen me, I've completely switched over my entire style. I used to rock like all these different layers, right? Make sure I was like color coordinated. I was rocking like big old logos and patterns. I had on like jewelry and just all this kind of wild stuff going on. Now I'm just clean and simple. That's it. This way I know I look good, but I'm not waking up every morning spending 10 minutes in my closet thinking about, what am I gonna wear today? What kind of style statement am I gonna go out there and express to the world? I actually just got these new shirts a few days ago. I got like 30 shirts, bro, and this isn't a sponsor or anything like that. I don't even have any affiliate links, promo codes. I won't even mention the brand's name. But of course, if you want to know, I'll link them down below for you. But honestly, my brother, like these are the type of shirts I need. If you can see, like they fit around the arms real nicely. And I don't even have big arms whatsoever. Like my arms are tiny, bro. Like I work them out hard. It's just I'm a hard gainer. I've always had a hard time growing my arms for some reason. But as you can see, like they still fit real nicely around my arms. This right here is their active crew neck, so it's kind of like more so for working out, but also lifestyle. I absolutely love it, and the fabric, bro, is just, it's so soft. It's butter. I just got my dad some of these shirts as well. He absolutely loves them. But in my honest opinion, bro, like these are the best shirts I've ever worn in my life, hands down. Anyways, let's go ahead and jump right into this video. I'm gonna start off things with just a few hairstyling tips. I know you guys really enjoy those. Number 1, play to your hairline. Now, in my experience, if you got kind of like a bigger, larger forehead, kind of like I do, then me personally, I've always found that wearing hairstyles that kind of go forward, maybe fall in front of your forehead just a little bit, it kind of helps tighten things up, kind of balances out your facial proportions. If you're on the opposite end of the spectrum, maybe you got a real small forehead, maybe it's like really, really small and you're trying to like open things up a little bit, then that's when I would wear hairstyles that are maybe up or kind of slicked back. But in all actuality, if you got a small forehead, I mean, you're blessed. You can pretty much just rock it whatever you want. I know for me, last couple of years, I actually rocked like more of a fringe hairstyle, and that really looked good on me. I think that was probably my best cut I've ever had, to be honest. I'm just now rocking this one because it's really simple, really effortless. In general, if your focus is to become more of a masculine man, I would just stay away from long hairstyles in general. It's just gonna make you look more feminine. I know I was rocking long hair like 2 or 3 years ago, and all my friends said the same thing. They're like, bro, Dre, that was like your worst looking cut on you, bro. In my opinion, like if you're a very masculine man, like a Jason Momoa or something like that, then okay, yeah, the long hair looks good, especially if you got like that beard going on. Like you balance out that femininity with a lot of masculinity, then it works. But if you got already a lot of feminine features, like naturally I got like a smaller, chin. I don't have a lot of facial hair, so that just didn't really work well for me. But hey, look, at the end of the day, most women, they just like guys with just simple, short hairstyles. The amount of girls that want men with long hair, it's so small, it's so minute, bro. So if you're thinking long hair is gonna be your saving grace to your dating life and you're gonna get more women, more than likely, bro, that's not gonna be the case. Just go for a short, simple haircut. I've also noticed with me personally, when I had long hair, dude, that sucker took so long to blow dry. I was sitting there in my bathroom like for like 10 minutes upside down, just blow drying, and then I had to put in these different products and sea salt sprays and clays. And it's like, dude, I could be spending all this time right now, like working on videos right now, working on my business, but I'm in here trying to look all pretty and look all nice and have like this Fabio hairstyle. So I've just came to the conclusion that, hey, top G's, they don't spend more than 2 minutes doing their hair in the bathroom. I mean, if they even like have hair at all. Your best cut for you as a man is simply going to be either a faded buzz cut or some kind of crew cut, kind of like what I have now, maybe even a little shorter. If you're a single dude and you're trying to open up your horizons and become more attractive to just most women in general, just keep it simple, keep it short. Number 2, less product equals better results. Now, I always thought, up until just like recent years, I always would think that putting in more product gave me complete control over my hair. And then I realized that I don't want complete control. I want my hair to kind of do its own thing a little bit, right? This is what's gonna give me that kind of messy, I don't care type of look. And I know most YouTubers, they don't want to tell you that. They don't want to tell you to use less product because they want you to use their products so that way you keep buying more and more and more. But hey, look, I'm not here to trick you guys into buying more of my products. But for instance, for those of you guys who do use my clay, you don't need to use that much, bro. Just a little tiny bit is all you need. I used to think that I needed to like just saturate every little hair strand with product, right? With clay. Make sure every hair strand has that product on it. But then I realized that my hair is actually gonna look better if not every single hair strand has product on it. Like if you see real closely here, there's some hair strands that are just falling and that are completely out of place that have no product on them. And that's what's giving it that kind of cool, kind of fall down look, fall down messy vibe. Even if you have longer hair, say you kind of got like a hairstyle like Robert Pattinson, his hair is all over the place sometimes, right? It's kind of falling where it wants to. Number 3, dedicate 1 day a week to all your grooming. Whether that's, I don't know, for me, that's all my manscaping, that's all my like shaving my arms up. Maybe it's plucking my eyebrows, making sure I don't got no like unibrow action going on. I get a haircut, not once a week, but every 2 weeks. And I'll usually do these things on a Sunday night. So that way I'm good, I'm ready to go for the rest of my week. I don't gotta worry about grooming midweek or plucking out any weird nose hairs or any of those things. I can just focus strictly on my work. Speaking of nose hairs, today's video is actually sponsored by Manscaped. Now you guys know I don't really do sponsored videos anymore, but Manscaped is always kind of like that one exception just because I legitimately love this brand. I've been using their products even before they like got super famous and all in the stores. And today we got a new product alert. This is actually like the world premiere, I guess you could say. I don't think anybody else knows about this but you right now. This is their new Weed Whacker 2.0 nose and ear hair trimmer. Look bro, if you're trying to be like some high-level hotshot Mr. Top G guy, you can't be walking around here looking like you got spiders crawling out of your nose. This is actually one of the best grooming advices right here because most women, they're a lot shorter than us, right? For most of us. And so out of anybody, they're the ones who are always looking up from this angle and they're gonna see every little thing that's going on right here. This is stuff that we don't really even notice because our eyesight, when we're looking in the mirror, right, we're looking from kind of, even if it's just slightly over our nose, we're looking from a downwards angle, so we don't typically see what's going on. We don't see all those stragglers. But women, they're always right here, especially if you got a girl, she's always loving up on you. They're right there. They're seeing everything that's going on. So you want to make sure that this is kind of all cleaned up, and the best way to do that is with a tool like the Weed Whacker 2.0. Now this sucker right here, it's got a powerful 7,000 RPM motor with an upgraded steel blade system. It does have skin safe technology, and I'll make sure that my editor puts a little disclaimer right here saying the skin safe technology doesn't guarantee full cut protection. A lot of these like little soft weasel guys come in here and they might get a little nick and they're like, ouchies, I thought you said it has skin safe technology. I'm gonna sue somebody. And it's like, bro, chill out, my guy, first of all. Me personally, I've never gotten a nick or a cut from the Weed Whacker, not even one time. But even if I did, I think I'll be okay. I think I'll live. Anyways, it is rechargeable. It has a battery life up to 45 minutes. And when you select the Peak Hygiene plan, you'll also receive replacement blades sent straight to your door every 3 months. Also, the Weed Whacker 2.0 will be in all of the Manscaped tool sets, including the Platinum Package 4.0 and the Performance Package 4.0. So no matter what kit you pick, you will receive this sucker in it. Now, if this does interest you and you want to get 20% off plus free shipping on your next order, I'll put an exclusive link down below, so make sure to check that out right now. Number 4, body composition. Now, 12 to 15% is gonna be that kind of like little sweet spot. If you can get a little lower than that, then obviously that's great too, like especially in that 6 to 8% range. But a more healthier range is usually gonna be between 12 and 15%. It's gonna be a little bit more easier to maintain as well. And what that's going to do is it's going to allow you to have those more sharper facial features, as well as sharper arms, chiseled abs everywhere on your body. If you're going for that more bulkier look and you're just trying to get it as big and as buff as possible, you're actually going to become less attractive to the majority of women. I know that seems kind of opposite from what us men have always believed, but it's kind of funny. Like I saw this meme the other day and it showed like this guy and he's like super buffed out and he's just massive, and he's thinking in his head when he goes to the gym that all other girls are gonna be all over him, but the meme actually shows all his bros and they're all holding him, rubbing on his abs and stuff, and they're like, oh bro, you're so huge. And it is kind of true, bro. Like there is a balance of everything, okay? Like girls do like bigger guys, but they like lean guys as well. If you got that lower body fat percentage, that's what is going to really impress women. Think guys like, even smaller guys like David Beckham or Cristiano Ronaldo, who's the #1 followed guy in the world. Women are actually going to prefer these guys over those big, massive meatheads in the gym. No shade, no disrespect. I mean, being that big, being like bodybuilder size, it is impressive, don't get me wrong. I could never do that. I could never be in that kind of shape. I'm just not built like that. But at the end of the day, you do gotta figure out and you gotta make that choice in your head. Who am I going to impress? And I don't mean that like I'm not trying to like gaslight you or anything like that. This right here, this is an actual legit question that you need to ask yourself. Who do I want to impress the most? And it may be guys. If you're an influencer kind of like me and you got a platform, like I think my demographics is like 92, 93% all male. So therefore you may want to impress men, right, on your specific platform. But say you don't have that, say you're just a single guy trying to become attractive to women, then yeah, you're probably gonna want to get a little leaner. Still work on building up some size. Like even me, for instance, I need to put on size right now. Summer's coming up. I've lost a little size just because I've made YouTube more priority in my life than fitness. So you do kind of need to find out that balance, but at the end of the day, yeah, if you're trying to attract women, then you need to have those more sharper, more leaned out physique. Of course, on your fitness journey, like you're gonna go through both of these stages. There's been times where I'm trying to get bigger, where I do get more bulkier and I become less attractive to women. But then there's times where I focus just on getting leaner and then I do lose a little size along with that, but like I'm more attractive to my wife. My wife prefers me that way, a little bit more smaller, more sharper. She loves like, you know, rubbing up on my chiseled abs and stuff like that. Like right now, my abs, they're okay. They're not like chiseled like they usually are. This is actually just really good lighting. I look worse than real life. But check this out. Now this leads me into my next one, number 5, which is facial aesthetics. When you look at all the sports, when you look at all the genres, who is the most attractive athletes in the world? Think about it. MMA fighters. Why? Why are they the most attractive? Because, well, number one, they got, you know, good like body composition. They got some good amount of size, but then on top of that, they're lean. Especially on fight, you know, coming fight day, they're their most leanest. And you see these guys and their faces are just chiseled, bro. Just sharp as can be. You look at like, on the opposite end of the spectrum, a guy like John Jones who fought the other night, and this is actually, he's one of my favorite UFC fighters. But bro, even though he won, his face and stuff was all bloated and all fat. He had like a little gut. He just didn't look good, even though, you know, he did great. I mean, obviously he fought for the heavyweight title and he got it. But when he fights at a more leaner weight, the dude looks great. All the dudes look great. I know Connor's kind of bigger right now. I think he looks impressive, don't get me wrong, but he was just a little bit more attractive looking when he was leaner. But again, like I was just saying, sometimes whether you're trying to fight in the heavyweights or you're just trying to bulk to get bigger overall, like Conor McGregor, sometimes you gotta go on that other side of the spectrum. You gotta go into that other world where you do become a little less attractive, but you gotta kind of sacrifice to put on that size and then you can get lean later. Number 6, water with coffee. Now, top G's, we know this. They're always sipping on some coffee, some black coffee all day long. I don't care what anybody says, caffeine is one of the main keys to staying just pumped up, fire in the belly, motivated, on point, sharp. Guys who say, oh, I don't drink coffee. I'm just gonna say, I have no shade whatsoever. They're always a little bit less successful than me. It's no shade whatsoever, bro. But that's just, I'm just spitting facts. Caffeine equals success. I mean, me personally, that's why I believe God made caffeine. That's why he made the freaking coffee bean. And it's funny because guys who say, oh, they don't drink coffee, it's like, all it is it's from a bean. And then there's other types of beans as well that have caffeine in them. And I'm sure you've eaten those before. And there's caffeine is not only found in coffee, it's found in a majority of things that I'm sure you eat all the time. So just none of it makes sense. Joel. I'm putting my friend Joel on blast right now. Bro, I'm gonna have my editor put a picture of Joel right here, bro, just to put him on blast and everybody can shame him right now because he doesn't like to drink freaking coffee. No, I'm just playing, bro. I love my friend Joel. We just have total different views on coffee. Unfortunately, I have a platform to be able to freaking expose his ass. Nah, bro, but check it out. I believe caffeine can be used like a weapon. I personally really believe that you will achieve more success by drinking caffeine, black coffee. And unless another guy who's more successful than me comes along and tells me otherwise, and if he says to me, oh, I don't drink caffeine, okay, well then I might change my mind, but that hasn't happened yet and it won't. Check it out, dude. Like my productivity drinking black coffee is 10 times better than the guy who doesn't drink coffee. I will, when it comes to business, when it comes to these types of things that take a lot of mental brain power, I will outperform him 10 times out of 10. I know this sounds like super cocky and stuff like that, and maybe it is, I don't know. I don't mean for it to be, or maybe I do, I don't know. I'll tell you what, bro, like at the end of the day, I'm getting major success. I'm making way more money. There's been a huge difference in my life from when I used to not drink it to when I do now. And my productivity, bro, is just on a whole different level. But anyways, my brother, I just wanted to come up on here and roast my bro, Joel. Actually, I just sent him this right now. I said, get ready, bro. Jacking you in the next video. Rest in peace. Now, honestly, bro, besides all this, like my friend Joel, dude, like he'll completely destroy me in anything else, especially like physically, dude. When it comes to jujitsu, when it comes to just performance in general, working out at the gym, anything else, rock climbing, I'm getting jacked. Business is probably like the only one thing I have just a little bit, I'm just a little bit ahead in. Everything else, he jacks me. Honestly, dude, like this is one of the most strongest kids I know. He's got no nonsense, just attack, killer instinct mindset. Anyway, so let me get back to what I was saying here. If you're a coffee drinker, like I am, you drink black coffee, then of course, and this is one of the points that Joel always makes, is that it stains your teeth, bro. Like, why would you want to drink something that just jacks your teeth all the time? And so I remember I went to the dentist about 3 years ago because I had a lot of coffee stains. I went to them and I was like, hey, is there anything I can do? And the dentist gave me the most solid, simple pieces of advice of all time. Just drink water in between. When you drink your black coffee, right when you take a sip of water and just kind of go back and forth. And ever since I've been doing that, I might take like 2 or 3 sips, work, take another 2 or 3 sips, work, and then every like couple minutes or so, I'll take some water and, you know, I might switch it around just a little bit and then drink it. And ever since then, I haven't been to the dentist in like a year and a half. I need to get my butt in there. But I mean, my teeth, I have no stains whatsoever. And number 7, the last one, we got stacked motivation. Now I know up until this point, this video has been like super, just surfacey, real superficial, right? Which it is, 100% it is. And I know I get a lot of dudes that come on here and they're like, oh, Dre, like, why are we talking for 15, 20 minutes about looks, man? You know, that's just straight homo. And it's like, look, bro, I get you. I totally understand, but check it out. Hey, look, we do live in a modern society. Looks are important, and hey, competition is thick these days, my brother. You live out in like, especially like out in the cities and stuff like that, and you got a lot of attractive women, and you got a lot of attractive men that you're competing against. And then I also get like a lot of religious guys that come on here and they're like, Dre, like, we shouldn't even be focusing about women right now. We should be focusing on Jesus. And I agree, bro. 100% I do. Like, that should be our first #1 priority. And then we also have these other guys, like these straight red pill, which I am a part of that community, but we got like these real serious ones that like stick to the creed, that like live and die by it. And then they're saying things like, oh, don't even focus on women, king, right? Women are evil. Shut up, bro. Like, okay, look, there's a lot of like degenerate women these days, a lot more than usual, a lot more than there's ever been in history. Okay, we can agree on that. But bro, like, come on. Women are good. My guy, you know this. Don't act like you don't think so. Women are the best, bro. Don't act like you don't want a baddie by your side. There's nothing like having a fine chick, especially one with just like, with a booty, a good one, you know, a good squeezer. You got a hottie with a body, bro. Ah, yes. Especially one who's a good girl on top of that. Ah, yes. It's like, bro, okay, look, I love Jesus with all my heart, and he's first #1 priority above anything else in my life, 100%. But at the same time, I don't think it's bad. I don't think it's a negative thing to make women a motivating factor either. I don't. And I also don't think it's bad, especially if like you're a young guy, to be maybe just a little bit superficial in this time of your life right now. I don't think it's bad to, you know, take a season out of your life just to kind of just work on your looks a little bit. If you're lacking in that area physically, and you know you need to take a couple months out of the year to get bigger, get stronger, get physically more attractive, work on your skincare, work on your hairstyle, work on getting your face a little bit more chiseled. I don't think having a little bit of a superficial season in your life is all that bad. As long as you don't make that like the God in your life and you make that #1 first priority above all else. I think it's okay to stack that as motivation. What I mean by stacking motivation is, you know, of course, God is #1 above all else. That should be your #1 motivating factor in life. And then you can stack right underneath that women. Women can also be a motivating factor for you in your life. It could be a motivating factor for you to finally start your self-improvement journey, you know, to get into the gym, to start, your body is a temple, right? To start living a more healthier lifestyle. If you're trying to go out there in the world and be effective just for God, I mean, how long do you think you're really gonna last? How long do you think you're gonna be able to go out there and make disciples and spread the gospel, spread the good news, if at the same time you're lacking in the health department? And at the end of the day, bro, like, I don't mean to be so superficial, but it is what it is. Most people, they're not gonna take the guy who's like overweight or just doesn't take care of himself, but he's preaching God's word, they're not gonna take him seriously, versus the guy who, say he is ripped, say he is cut up. That's why I like Stephen Furtick, for instance. Some of you guys know who he is. He's my favorite pastor. And to be honest with you, one of the main things that attracted me to him was just his look. right? He just looks cool. He's in good shape. He's got muscles. When I first saw him, I was like, whoa, that's the type of guy I would go into battle with, right? That's the type of guy I would follow. And it's because I see that he takes care of every area of his life, physically, spiritually. I see the way that he treats his family, his kids. He's just an absolute leader in all areas of his life. So hey, look, if your looks, if your appearance, if your level of attractiveness has never, you've never really made it a top priority, then hey, you may need to take this season of your life and you may need to make that a top priority. You need to make it a goal to become the best looking version of yourself, so that way people can actually take you serious, and so that way you can get yourself a bomb ass wife, bro. Like, I get it, Jesus is number one, but at the same time, if I was a single dude right now, it's like, I don't want to be in the church always just worshiping God alone. Like, I would also like to do it with a baddie next to me. I would love for us to come together and worship Jesus together. I would like for us to read our Bible together. I would like us to build a family, build an empire together that all serves God. And so, hey, check it out. If you're a 2 right now, say you're just not good looking, like whatsoever, hey, you can boost yourself up to a 5. So that way, at the end of the day, you can get yourself a 5, maybe even possibly a 6 or a 7, and even like a 6, even a 7. Like that's still good, bro. That's better than just not focusing and not working on your looks at all and then just getting yourself a 2. Like, even an ugly guy doesn't want a 2, right? Like, even me personally, I'd rather be with a 6 than a 2. So hey, look, I'm just trying to help you out here, my brother. Take this season out of your life to become the best looking version of yourself. And hey, when you do this, bro, you'll be a very happy man. You'll be a very influential man as well. With that said, hey, I appreciate you. Be sure to check out the Masculine Masterclass down below that I have for you. Get access to it right now. Don't miss out on that. And hit the notifications button to be informed when I drop a new video. Thumbs up if you dug this one. And hey, check out this one right here. This is a powerful one. It'll take your life to that next level. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace always.